don't have any stuns in the double mage, whereas the druid does have a stun. Better kind of utility with Ursul's Vortex, better support. And then rogue mage druid is also really good with the crowd control and durability. So if Sidu manages to get more points than Gillycell in this group, it would be very impressive on the Restoration Shaman. All these shamans are like, they wish some more demon hunters signed up for the tournament and less mages because their synergy is just not there with that class.
You know what I found out? Maybe you know something more about this, Super Teaser. One of our admins can chime in. Yesterday, Raikou apparently wanted to sign up as a demon hunter, but he was invited as a mage. So
I'm not sure exactly what
yeah,
that, but he's definitely played Demon Hunter. But I mean, in hindsight, I think Demon Hunter probably has a better shot here. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe some North American Fire Mages will find something else out. Massive damage here from Sidu, Ceruleum, and Fuse onto Dopamine. Gillycell gets some big heals out. Now Ceruleum's on the back foot. And one of the main problems with Shaman Mage is that Shaman wants their target, their healing, to stand still, and mages hate standing still. So it's like, it's literally it doesn't work together. Like, you can't use an Earthenwall totem because the mage wants to move around the map and kite. Right. And it's really tough to synergize their defense together. So can they manage to pull off a win here? Dopamine getting blasted again. They're pretty close. No Iron Bark to block the kill right now. Is he going to go down? Sidu's purging. He gets interrupted. Now a Cyclone at low HP from Fuse. I really like this Cyclone. Calvish and a Polymorph. Gillycell interrupted. Really nice crowd control by Sidu, Ceruleum, and Fuse at that moment, but not enough to finish Dopamine, I think. As Dopamine is repositioning, has Combust coming up in a moment. Gouge onto Sidu, dropping a Ring of Fire on Fuse. Swap onto the Feral Druid. He's going to jump into Bear form right away. And Earthenwall Totem is down, because even Fuse doesn't want to be in the Earthenwall Totem. And as a Shaman player, like, you hate that. Like, you're playing with two high mobility classes, and it's just like, it's like you're babysitting. Like, yo, get back in the Earthenwall Totem now. Like, I'm gonna, like, it can be really tough.
It's almost like hurting cats as a healer, and maybe those totems just makes it even more ridiculous. But Sidu currently caught in a poly E. Fuse dropping, or Fuse, excuse me, dropping just a little bit low, able to stabilize, however. And looks like everyone's kind of good. Dopamine just getting chomped down just a little bit. He's got block in 1 second. We'll see if he ends up using it. Maybe not. We'll see. He's pretty close. I think he's going to be okay, though, just for a little bit longer. Interesting thing also, so I was kind of reading off these bios just a little bit yesterday. Ceruleum, a little bit low. Well, I think he's okay. So I'll read this off real quick. Fun fact from Sidu that he submitted to us. Thank you so much for this information, Sidu. He says Bean is 40 years old. Fun fact. You know that? You know that?
I feel like no one knows Bean's true age. I've asked him and he said, and I'm like, I don't believe you. And then I don't know. Bean is literally all ages at the same time, I guess. But Sidu, man, Ceruleum's down an ice block now, and we're getting to kind of critical mass. Dampening's at 50%, so 50% healing reduction. He's just not going to be able to heal his mage. And it's already starting to show up on the scoreboard, but they're swapping to Gillycell? This is a really random swap to Gillycell. Just a miracle if he goes down. Can they pull off a victory? Ceruleum's cauterizes proc, but Gillycell is so low. His NS almost does nothing. They have to kill him right now if they're going to take it, and they do it! On 1%, they do it!
Games. So he's won all the games, in fact. So this is where you're a Brew and Foxy Llama. Your confidence is at an all-time high because you have the current point leader on your team, and maybe you can pick up a win, kind of keep up with the status quo. See how exactly this goes though. Kitty shot on Trill, and they do make a setup on him. Is he gonna have to trade his trinket? The cap stun, beautiful cap stun. Trill gets out of it. He's gonna trade out the cloak as well as the evasion. It looks like he will be able to hold on, but that was a great initial push there by a Brew and Calvish.
They get some big value cooldowns. Although this early on isn't going to be much consequence. I feel like if that happens at like the 2-minute mark, it's probably game breaking, but still a minute and a half before that massive wave of dampening is going to kick in. See Trill dismantled, just trying to slow down his potential aggression here. Be in the middle of the map, free casting at the moment. Abreu is trying to get back behind the pillar so he can line of sight the Warlock. They do want to just line of sight the Warlock and attack the Rogue if he tries to move in. Stacking up can be risky if Trill goes for Blade Flurry. I can only imagine how much damage Blade Flurry plus full row of dots on everyone could do, but if they completely line the lock and don't let any dots go out, Trill can't run back there. There won't be enough damage. And he's just choosing to sit back, heal for B now. B ports away. Calvish is disarmed on his trinket. And now that trinket actually could be an opportunity. Trill, with the flagellation, decides to vanish here. A bit surprised to see him vanish here. It didn't feel like he was in too much trouble. Now he can't vanish Sap. Or use it maybe later on because he doesn't have cloak still. Gouge, he's trying to set up. He gets dismantled. He's still just waiting. He wants to pull the trigger on that flagellation on Calvish at any moment. Maybe kill him in a kidney shot. He's going for it. Kidney shot. Where's the flagellation? He's holding on to it. A bit surprised. I guess no CC on Foxy. He doesn't want to risk him just saving them and using that cooldown. And now he goes for it. But Calvish can just evasion if he needs to, or cloak. He's going to use the Cloak of Shadows, immune a lot of that magic damage. In fact, all of it. Brua getting rotted down. Foxy's trying to heal efficiently with Ascendance. It's going to be, when you're healing against a Warlock as a Shaman, you want to space out your Healing Tide Totem and your Ascendance and not get CC'd on them. But he actually is CC'd on his Ascendance right now. And you can see his teammates are struggling because of it. Oh, Hexed on his Trinket. Sea-Doo potentially with the game-winning Hex here of this round. Into the Cap Totem. Dirty plays. Into a Fear. Beautiful crowd control. I can't believe Calvish is alive right now. I literally cannot believe that he is alive right now. That was an insane setup by B-Trill and Sea-Doo, but Calvish on the Outlaw Rogue manages to survive.
I am blown away. Calvish really dancing with death there on that Rogue, barely holding on. There's a great push there by Sea-Doo, Bia, and Trill, but now there's an opportunity. Can Brew and Calvish actually reverse the pressure? Trill committed a lot there, I think, offensively, and might get punished for it. There's a blind on Sea-Doo. He actually Spirit Links the blind. Beautifully done, but they kill it off immediately, and now this is just dangerous. I mean, look at Brew. He is rotting down. There's no cauterize. He might get potted. Oh, is he going to get potted? Foxy Llama might actually keep him alive. Foxy, can he do it? Trill, look at how low he is. This is just so back and forth. There's a kidney shot on Trill. Sea-Doo, can he connect the heals? A Brewer just rooted behind the pillar. Now it's Calvish who's in trouble, and I don't think he's going to be able to walk away with his life once again. He's getting drained, and that should be it. What? Okay.
We'll be able to dispel the other one, so they're going to need to have a pinpoint coordination here on the side of a Brewer and Dopamine. And honestly, this is going to be a really tough match for them. It would be a massive upset if they can win this one with the double mage, but they are two phenomenal mage players, and maybe they can find themselves a win here. We got a Sheep onto Kearney here, and Flay actually in a Fear, already taking quite a bit of damage. Drake in a Panda ratio right there, and a Brewer already feeling the heat right now on the side of those double mages. But Drake actually did use his Cloak of Shadows there, so not too bad of it. Actually, I think that's from last. That's definitely from last round. The Brewer burning down, and he has his Ice Block available still. It would be disastrous if he had to use it, though. Still, getting that cauterized, definitely a big win for the Rogue Shadow Priest. And this is looking like WizK's first win here, potentially.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he blinked out of the barrier! Oh, no! Disaster!
Flaming each other in comms or anything, because I imagine this could be, you know, just throughout the day, some of these situations are frustrating, but I mean, it just really comes down to how quickly everything's moving. You're not really, you know, familiar with each other too much. Sometimes you may get lucky and play with a former teammate or someone you know, queue with on ladder or something like that. So, I don't know. Oh my God.
What?
And speaking of which, Flay, that is the quickest death I think I've seen at all today, and maybe even yesterday.
See, I do agree. I mean, if you can get the crowd control in the Mistweaver Monk, it's really, really important. If you can't, and his throughput is just so high that your chances of actually taking someone down really, really difficult. But we have a full trap here on the Polymore. Looks like they are going to want to go after Wealthy Man here. Wealthy Man going for some Frostbolt cast. He lands a big shatter there on Jellybeans. It's a full blind onto Jilly Cell as well. It's full sap out. Jellybeans could easily go down. Polymore just sitting in stealth. This is a really difficult position for Jilly Cell to be in. He trinkets Iron Barks, aspect of the turtle as well. Oh no, this defensive overlap is just so huge. A great push here by Wealthy Man and Polymore. Can they take down the Druid? Big damage coming in from Wealthy Man at the same time. He is getting hit hard, and he is forced into his ice block. Really, really scary moment, but yeah, such a close call for both sides.
I'm wondering if there's any players choosing not to use voice comms or something, because that was such a dangerous and precarious situation without somebody to communicate and navigate through. I feel like you're almost guaranteed to overlap some cooldowns in that situation. It's inevitable. Gillycell pre-hots himself, I think, here, anticipating, or pre-flourishes the attempted crowd control. So his hots are going to be extended for a very long time on Jellybeans. That is very important for him to heal while he's kiting away from the rogue. It's a really nice play here from Gillycell, extending all those hots. Jellybeans avoids the damage. Now he's turning it around onto Wealthy Man. Really wants to try and grab 2 points, maybe tie it up with Wealthy Man. Stop Palomore from getting as many points as possible, because I think he's probably the point leader in this group right now. So just preventing him from getting more, increasing your likelihood of qualifying through by doing that. Let's see another swap on a Gillycell. He's got no Barks here for 2 seconds. He's in bear form, trying to get ready. He's got Efflorescence down. He's trying to fully load his hots with Wild Growth as well. And he looks like he's far enough away from Palomore that it shouldn't be a threat. He actually grappling hooked over. He's vanishing. He's going for it. Gillycell pre-bears. Is it going to be enough? A kidney into a leg sweep, bring a piece on the Tranquility. This might be the all-in that gets them the win. But Wealthy Man just gets what just happened. They forgot about poor Wealthy Man.
I feel like Frost, one of the things that's pretty rough. Actually, fighting against Outlaw Rogues and Fire Mages is pretty rough in general, as both of them kind of just they can dip out so easily during kind of your like peak damage moment. Really easy for them to run away, but still not. It was really, really even. Match number one. Polymore is going to be teaming up with Jellybeans right now. So we got Outlaw Rogue with a Hunter against two mages. You have two really good targets. And this is where I think the Frost Mage might struggle. Polymore and Jellybeans likely just going to be going after Wealthy Man here, just getting out as much damage as they possibly can. We got a kidney shot on Jilly Cells. They make a swap. Maybe they can take down Jellybeans and his pet surrounding him right now, just recasting with that Combustion Fire Mage, actually getting out a reasonable amount of pressure. They make a swap here onto a Jilly Cell. Right now, Meat Monk does get interrupted, so Polymore is forced to tread out the Cloak of Shadows. Decent pressure here for both these teams, and the Revival will kind of reset the health, and that's what you're talking about, right? Mistweaver Monk, they have these emergency buttons that are really strong, like the Revival, like the Cocoon, which are really, really awesome.
See if they can protect Jellybeans, because he's used that aspect of the turtle, overlapped with it. Meeps in a polymorph. Jellybeans is just trading in midfield. This could be dangerous with two mages free casting on him. Huge damage. Incoming. Meep can't get there. He's cycloned. And Jellybeans is going to fall over behind the pillar. And Double Mage finally gets a win. I don't think we've seen Double Mage in any of these rounds actually win a round.
Caster struggled just a little bit, but we're gonna hop over to another round. We've got hunters, we've got mages, we've got Dippy, we've got our favorite balanced druid, and then we've got Salt, who I think is enhancement shaman as well, right?
Yeah, that is correct. And this is what I love about the solo shuffle. It's just constant action. We're just hopping between the lobbies. We're watching all these crazy comps. I mean, what is this? Mage Munkin right now versus Hunter and Hans. Typically not something that you would see in a real 3v3 game like that. So all these players definitely being put to the test here, and they have to be very creative to see exactly what they can come up with here in the mid game strategies. We got 10% dampening. Dippy right now looking good on that Munkin, already picking up that first round. Can he pick up a second one? He's had I believe he got 5 wins and 4 wins in these previous lobbies. So Dippy definitely looking like he could qualify here as the Munkin. And I know Supatis would be absolutely thrilled to hear that. Let's see. Ang, though, trying to stay alive right now on that mage, trying to kite around here, but Saul definitely making it tough for him. Ang needs to stay alive. He's got his ice block. He's got his... Oh, he might need to use it, and he will. Oh, no! His cauterized proc at the same time. That was an incredible amount of damage there coming out from Saul and Big Mex.
Yeah, but it looks like everyone's recovered just a little bit from that go. 30% dampening at the moment as well. Dippy's still just very confidently sitting in the middle of the map and just getting that damage off, just kind of throwing it behind that pillar over there to Big Mex, who is about halfway into his health bar. But him and Saul are kind of peeking around that corner, seeing if they can get some poke damage off here onto Aang, who's sitting in the middle of that map. But yeah, I mean, once again, Aang, he's already used his ice block. He's already used his cauterize, so it's certainly an unfortunate thing that happens to him. So we'll see if they can make it back around once again to get that, because otherwise I don't really know if they're going to be able to get another opportunity to try and get a player dead for the right side of the team here. So we'll see if they can make anything happen, but everything's kind of stable at the moment. Not really a lot of plays that I think that I could see being happening at the moment in any couple seconds. I'm not sure. What do you think, Riziko?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think Saul right now is seeing some plays happen. Saul actually will trade out his trinket right there. Gets Cyclone. I love these low Cyclones from Dippy, but Aang also definitely a target right now. Tuna's in a trap, but he pre-Iron Barks it. Nicely done there by Tuna, but at 57% dampening, Aang is going to need to try to stay alive somehow, some way, by just not taking too much damage, because any damage that he takes will be extremely difficult for Tuna to heal. Aang trying to blink away, trying to buy some time here. Dippy looking for the Cyclone onto Saul, manages to find it, and that should buy Aang a little bit of breathing room here. Tuna trying to power through here with the big heals, but now caught up in crowd control. He has a trinket. He might need to send it here on that freezing trap. He actually trinkets out of the stun there on the last second, and Aang still taking a lot of damage here. Aang's got no cauterize, remember. She's trying to stay alive. It's a bit of a race. Nice bash there onto Saul, but I don't know for how long. He blinks away on 1%, trying to use this map to his advantage. Aang actually popping off with the combustion. Can he take the win here? Big Mex going in for the kill, but Big Mex falls. Unbelievable. What a...
Really championing that balanced druid spec. It's really awesome to see. I don't think many people would have predicted that, but Dippy, obviously an incredibly skilled player, so we'll see what he does in this fourth matchup. Already there in the middle of the map, and he is paired with a Fire Mage this time and a Resto Shaman. We'll see what they can do with this composition, but how do you feel like the Enhancement Shaman Hunter composition is? I don't think that's one I could ever even have like made up in my head, Zico.
I feel like that's a question for Venruki. He loves that composition.
Does he?
Yes, it's his favorite to play against.
Play?
No, to play against. There's a very famous clip of Venruki dying in like 2 seconds against that.
Oh no.
But an interesting point about this game is actually Tuna and Dippy has been on the same team, every match. So this is kind of has it been Tuna carrying or has it been Dippy carrying? I feel like that's what we're going to find out. I feel like we haven't given Tuna enough credit here as well. He's been playing a solid game.
Definitely not. I think just the healers overall of yesterday's games as well are really doing a lot of work. I mean, it's got to be super difficult to have the players that you're healing and the classes that you're healing switch off every single game. You basically only got 10 seconds to prepare as well between these 6 rounds. So huge shout out to all the healers that showed up for North America and Europe, because it's really cool to see what they're doing, how they're making of these, how they're adapting in these situations with these competitions as we move further and further into this race. But Tuna right now up 3-0 versus Dilbar. So if you're just now tuning in, basically the healers are competing for the most points, the DPS are competing for the most points within those roles. Tuna currently ahead. I'm not sure where he is was it in the rankings before we went into this match, but these points, even if he does lose the next 2, are going to be really good for him in terms of the standings for making it into Championship Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the rankings later on and see exactly where the chips are falling. But for now, it's all about this one lobby here. Dippy looking for the perfect score. Tuna looking for the perfect score. And I got to say, the Mage Munkin is looking pretty solid right now. They've made it to kind of deep-ish dampening. They have a combustion in their back pocket. And Dippy's got some damage cooldowns rotating back up as well very soon with his Celestial alignment. So definitely a lot of work to be done here, and I think the Mage Munkin might actually be able to grab another win here. They're going after Saul. Here's the big damage with the combustion Ang ripping through here. Saul though just brushes it off. Tuna doing a great job there with the heals and the Iron Bark. The Big Mix takes a huge chunk of damage there on that swap, gets Cyclone on low health. And Dippy, look at his offensive positioning here. He's just between Saul and the rest of his team, just being super annoying with the damage onto Big Max, with the Cyclone now onto Tuna. Now they're going after Saul. Big hits coming in here. Saul realizing the trouble that he's in, trades out the Astral Shift. Should be enough here, but Dippy needs to be careful. He can't overextend here. He doesn't have a lot of defense. He doesn't have a renewal or anything. He has a bark skin, really. That's about it. Dampening is extremely high right now. Tuna, what is he going to do? Dippy actually eats the trap right there. No. Beautifully done there. Dilbar should be able to keep him alive. He still has that Spirit Link. Spirit Link, doesn't care about dampening. It just distributes the health from Dilbar and Ang back to Dippy in this case. So I think Saul might just be biting off a little bit more than he can shoot. Saul does actually manage to stabilize. Dippy getting low here. Dilbar has that Spirit Link Totem, will trade it out, and that really is the final moment in terms of defense here. Dippy getting out of a bash. Can he stay alive? They're going after Big Max. Big Max trades out the aspect of the turtle, looking for the trap, but he just can't go for it. Saul will get dropped, and unbelievable. Mage Munkin takes another win. So right now, KZ Fox is at 10 points. Trill is at 11 points. So if KZ Fox wins here, he will tie with Peekaboo and Trill. If Trill wins here, he's going to be able to kind of dodge that death trap. So this is a huge game for Peekaboo to win. I'm not sure what Fuse standings are. Fuse also at 7 wins before this, so Fuse has 11 wins. If Fuse and Trill wins right now, they will both be tied at 12 wins apiece, and they will also climb 1 spot over Peekaboo on that 11-point range, and also deny KZ Fox a little bit of entry as well. So a lot rides on the left side, kind of winning this one. And for Sido, of course, he wants to get as many wins as possible as well. He only had, I believe, 7 heading into this. So Sido definitely needs this win as well. This is really do or die for everybody who is going to make it to Championship Sunday. We won't even know after this matchup is played. We need to see what happens in the others, but definitely want to give yourself the best possible odds here by grabbing this win on either side. Neat Monk getting dispelled actually there on that Hex. by Fuse, and now they're looking to turn their attention here onto KZ Fox. KZ Fox taking huge hits of damage here, needs to be careful. Spirit Link coming out from Cedo in the nick of time, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough here to actually get them the win that they need. They need to get some pressure here offensively. Fuse also dropping a little bit low here. Trill had to use his evasion there, so some signs of lives here from the left side, but now Meep Monk in a kidney shot. Do they have any follow-up for it? It doesn't look like it. Meep Monk has no trinket, and that next blind will be deadly from Palomar. Very, very available soon.
Yep, let's see if they can actually secure it. It's going to be really, really scary, like you said, Paul, or Meat Monk with no trinket. Trill also with no trinket. All you have to do is connect the blind in 10 seconds with a kidney shot on Trill, and I think that's the game. They have the perfect win condition. I don't know. How are they going to stop that? I mean, Fuse maybe is going to have to peel it like crazy, but we just need to see that kidney shot. There is going to be a vanish cheap shot. Hammer of Justice on Trill. Kidney shot on Meat Monk into a full blind. Oh. Trill vanishes! Oh, no! I really feel like they kind of dropped the ball there. Palomar went for a kidney shot into a blind, but if he had just kidney shot Trill and just blinded Meat Monk, there was nothing Trill could do there. That vanish saved the day. So a bit of a misplay there from Palomar, KZ Fox, and Cedo. But let's see. Palomar, he needs to hold on a little bit longer. He manages to get out of the stun, trades out the evasion, trades out the feint. And that is going to be enough to survive, I do believe. But at the same time, Trill is incredibly low. This is a race to the finish between these two teams. Round 6, who's going to get the points? Disarm now on Trill. This is really high intensity, almost 40% dampening at this point of the game. Both these healers are struggling. Trill gets the full kidney shot on Palomar. Cedo is there to back him up. There's a rake stun. Fuse going for the game-winning Cyclone. Cedo forced to trade out his trinket, but it does not have any emergency healing cooldowns. Meat Monk goes for the paralyze on Cedo to slow him down even further. Cedo almost completely tapped on mana. We have a kidney shot on Meat Monk. They're just going for Fuse, but got the survival instincts if he needs it. Is he going to trade it? He does. There goes the survival instincts. Fuse looking to put another point up as well. If he gets 5, that's going to be massive for him. I think they might be able to do it. Palomar's low. I don't think Cedo has the healing, and he does get touch of death. Meat Monk there